Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome to a new trading education video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about a trick that has already helped me make a lot of profits. It's a very well-known trick or well-known indicator or well-known formation structure, whatever you want to call it. But it's rarely, in my opinion, used correctly, and it's also one of the most difficult ones to actually utilize, to actually use and to buy afterwards, because the indicator or the pattern, I think the pattern is the best word we can use for this. And by the way, this is all pre-recorded, so the prices might be at different stages right now, hopefully higher. At this point of time, I'm expecting higher, but who knows? But the pattern that we're going to be talking about is a 3-drive pattern. Now, I might have already made a video on this before, but I am not certain, and I also could not find this. I definitely have spoken about it in the trading guide we have. If you're interested in that, links will be down in the description. That's part of the Signal group. But in this video, I'll talk a little bit about what the 3-drive pattern is. It's a type of pattern with price and at least volume, but sometimes also with the RSI. If you use it with the RSI, it could be stronger, and it's a bottoming pattern. All right, so you can actually, and I have before, you can actually find crypto bottoms with this to buy. But that's also, you know, what a 3-drive pattern basically is. And I'll show you some examples on the chart in a moment. What it basically is the price moving like this, right? And then we bottom out. So what you can see is you have 3 drives. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Now, the reason why this is so difficult to actually use is that when you see price action like this, right? So this is very bearish. We have a pretty substantial drop, and usually something like this comes with a lot of volume as well. You're not going to buy, all right? Buying is something that goes against what you're seeing. You see the prices crashing, you see the prices dropping down lower and lower, and then all of a sudden you have to buy, and you think, no, I mean, I want to wait for some more confirmation. Oh, I'm scared. No, this time it's different. We're going to drop down lower. Let me tell you out of experience, most often when you see something like this, and it's not only this, I'll show you in a moment, but still, most often when you see something like this, it is a great bottom confirmation. And then sometimes it's a little bottom, right? So we might end up here, and sometimes it is the bottom, and we just continue the uptrend afterwards. But the key to a 3-drive pattern is not that we have 3 drives down. No, the key is that with every drive down, or at least from the second to the third, the volume gets lower. All right. So what you basically have to think with that is that while the price does this, the volume does this. My apologies. The volume does this, right? So the volume gets lower and lower with every move. So what that basically means is that we have the highest volume here. Here the volume can still be high, but it should be lower, or preferably it's lower. And then with the third one, the volume is lowest. So what that basically means is that the price is still pushing down lower, sellers are still outclassing buyers, but because the volume is getting lower, the sellers are diminishing. There are less sellers and there's less strong sellers, right? So at the 3rd drive, you can see that we have some sort of a 3-drive divergence where the price is going lower, but the volume is, well, it's not a divergence, but it should be. And the volume is also going lower. So the strength behind the selling is decreasing, and that is very often with the 3rd drive, the bottom. Now, sometimes what can happen is that the volume during this drive is very high. The volume during this drive is very similar, and then here it's low. That could still work, all right? That is something that's also relevant of the context. And sometimes what you want to see as well is that the RSI is making higher lows. That's a real divergence. You can add that as more confidence to the setup. That is something that you can use with that, but using only the price and volume sometimes works as well. So let's talk about some examples. Now we had a very good example recently, where if you go to the 1-hour time frame right here, it was the bottom where you have 3 drives right here, right? So you have the first drive right here, second drive here, third drive here. And what you can see is that the volume during this first move was here. The volume during the second move was right here. You can see the volume was actually higher in between, but during the actual low, it was lower. And then the third one with the lowest point was also lower, was right there. All right, so you have the price dropping down lower, but the volume also dropping down lower. So the strength behind the selling decreases. And then you also have the RSI, which is down here. You also have the RSI making higher lows. So in this case, it's 3 things: beautiful bottom. And this happens more, all right? So this is obviously a great example. But if you go all the way back down to right here, which was February, I think, this is a bottom I bought as well. What you can see right here is you have a bottom right here, high volume. You have another bottom, lower volume. You have another bottom, even lower volume. Also the bottom, all right? After that, we started to rally again. And you can also see beautiful 3-drive bullish divergence with the RSI as well. So this is a great tool you can add to finding bottoms when the markets are bearish. You can also use it the other way around, but it's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, hopefully it helps. And definitely, I mean, if there's questions, consider joining our signal group that we have. You not only get profitable signals, but also help with patterns like this. Or let me know down in the comments, or join the Telegram or the Discord, of course. I'm always open for helping in there as well. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, and bye.